Now, if I told you the vehicle we're reviewing today has over 700 horsepower, you'd probably be thinking along the lines of a Lamborghini or a Ferrari. But no, this is the 2021 Ram 1500 TRX. It has exactly 702 horsepower. And while it's no supercar, we have no problem calling it a super truck. In this video, we're going to review the Ram Super Truck's attention-grabbing exterior design. Check out its interior, see what it's like to drive on a day-to-day basis, and in the end, lay out all of its pros and cons. Before we get started, just a reminder to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel to make sure you get all the latest videos from kbb.ca. Although it doesn't cost as much as a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, Ram Super Truck does come with some pretty super pricing. While prices for the Ram 1500 start with the basic tradesman quad cab, the range-topping TRX is sold only in the longer crew cab body style with the 5'7" bed and starts at over $90,000. Our test vehicle was loaded with seemingly every conceivable option on the TRX menu and rang in at a little over $117,000. Of course, the Ram Super Truck arguably doesn't exist if not for Ford Super Truck, the Raptor. At least for that premium price, you won't have a hard time spotting the TRX from the regular pickup truck herd. The TRX is 8 inches wider overall than a regular Ram truck, and that's to accommodate the 6-inch wider wheel track. Now, because of this, Ram has had to add marker LEDs in the functional hood scoop as well as in these fender flares. You also get this optional TRX striping package, which lets everybody know that you're driving a super truck, as well as these functional tow hooks, just in case you get caught out in the Baja and need a bit of a helping hand to get out of a dune. Now, if we look at the TRX in its side profile, it's dominated by these 35-inch tires on 18-inch rims, as well as this fixed rocker panel step and protector. We also have these composite fenders, both front and back, as well as an aluminum hood to save weight. As well, we've got some graphics, once again, to make sure that you know you're driving Ram Super Truck. So from behind, the TRX is kind of standard Ram pickup fare. There's not a lot to distinguish it. You've got some connections for your trailering here. You've got tow hooks, once again, if you get caught out in the Baja dunes. But it's good to know that if you want to carry more than just a set of golf clubs, that the bed-mounted spare is optional. So the best thing about the TRX's interior is that it's based on the regular Ram interior, which we already think is class leading in regards to ergonomics and fit and finish. Now, aesthetically, the TRX is distinguished by a lot of high-end materials and some red stitching. So we've got a lot of leather on the door panels, the dash, across the steering wheel. There's some red trim on the seats as well as this TRX branding. The other aspect of this interior that we think really stands out is the way they've addressed some of the driver's needs with accessing the 8-speed automatic transmission. You've got the choice of either the paddle shifters, which are on the steering wheel, or the floor-mounted gear selector, which is different than a regular Ram where you'd have a dial. So we think that this works really well. The other distinguishing part is this badge here that talks about some of the details about the TRX itself and maybe kind of clues into the fact that this one day might be a bit of a collector car. So the rear seats kind of carry on the same theme that we find up in the front of the TRX. It's a crew cab only body style, which gives you lots of room for 5 adults. But there are some minor things that distinguish the TRX. Once again, we've got this red piping. What is interesting is this optional storage system that allows you to attach carabiners and attach your gear so that it doesn't fly around when you're jumping dunes in the Baja. You've got some storage here like in a regular Ram, which is really helpful. And the other continuation from the front is more suede, like what you find in the front cabin with the front passengers. Now, needless to say, most TRX owners will never venture beyond the urban jungle, but it's good to know that it's been designed for hardcore off-road racing, and we'll get our video editor to throw up some Baja B-roll to show you what the TRX can really do off-road. Compared to the regular Ram 1500, the TRX gets a new frame that uses high-strength steel to increase its low torsion attributes and ramp up durability and stability. There's also a TRX-specific suspension system with active damping inspired by desert off-road racers. It incorporates forged aluminum front upper and lower control arms with special attention to caster and camber angles. Designed exclusively for the TRX, new front and rear Bilstein performance shocks provide fast reaction times, better damping, and improved heat dissipation for driving over harsh terrain at off-road speeds greater than 160 kilometers an hour. Plus, wheel travel is greater than 13 inches at all four corners, an increase of more than 40% compared to the rest of the Ram 1500 lineup. Having said that, it's good to know that you don't have to drive all the way to Baja to enjoy the TRX's launch control. While we've seen this beast of a Hellcat engine in various other Dodge vehicles, like the two-door Challenger, four-door Charger, and even the Durango SUV, this is the first use of the supercharged 6.2-liter V8 in a truck. Rated over 700 horsepower, Ram claims the TRX can go from 0 to 96 kilometers an hour in just 4.5 seconds. Managing the output of the TRX's supertruck engine is an 8-speed automatic transmission that delivers crisp and quick gear changes during both normal and performance driving conditions. As you can imagine, simple physics, i.e. loads of horsepower pulling loads of supertruck, explains the TRX's fuel economy. It's rated at a combined city and highway estimate of over 19 liters per 100 kilometers. But during our time in the TRX, we saw over 24 liters per 100 kilometers in fuel consumption. So around town, at speeds like 60, 80 kilometers an hour, the TRX is kind of like a wild animal on a leash. You know, you kind of like just want to tickle the throttle for fear of letting the beast out. But when you do, between the supercharger and the exhaust, the TRX sounds really special. Now, for the 99.9% of the time when you're not pre-running the Baja 500 or beating sports cars at stoplights, the TRX actually is pretty special to drive on a day-to-day basis. So what are our final thoughts on the 2021 Ram TRX? Well, we think it stands out as the most powerful half-ton truck you can buy. We also like that its hardcore suspension works on a day-to-day basis as well. Plus Ram's traditionally high-quality interior. Now, if we had any complaints at all, it's the fact that the TRX only comes in one body style and one bed length. It's a lot pricier than the competition over at Ford, and we can't help but imagine what a Ram with a Hellcat engine that's more designed for the street or track would be for drivers who never intend to take this vehicle off-road. If you want to find out more details about Ram's TRX SuperTruck and get the information and expertise you need to help you with your next vehicle purchase, check out more at kbb.ca.